Hello there folks, welcome back to the Chap's Guide. My name is Ash and I'm your host on this journey through men's style, self-development and personal grooming. Now today is one of my quickfire Q&A video responses. It's just an opportunity that I've made to respond to a comment or a question from a viewer or subscriber in a video format rather than writing it into the comments. And today's question on one of my favorite topics, wristwatches. And it's two questions I'm going to knock off both together here. So the first one is from Tim, or Tim82, as his nom de plume is. And he says, if you had £3,000 to spend on any watch other than Rolex, which would it be? Thank you, sir. Well, Tim, £3,000 wouldn't buy you a Rolex, as I'm sure you're aware. But what would I buy? Well, let me tell you what I'm wearing today. I'm actually wearing my Rolex Explorer 36mm. Bought this one in 2021 and it's perfect for a warm, balmy summer's day as today because it's so light, lovely little fit, you don't even know you've got it on the wrist. Perfect field watch. And on that vein, I'm going to make a few selections for £3,000. A new watch was released just recently, not too long ago, by Tudor, the Tudor Ranger. Doubtless you'll have seen it. I did a brief response video when that first came out. That watch costs £2,420. It's a field style watch. It's not dissimilar to the Rolex Explorer. 39mm steel case, available with different strap options. I actually think it's a very nice piece. If you're a gentleman of a classic style who may just want to buy one single watch and be good for everything, that may be the watch for you, because the Explorer style, Ranger, whatever you want to call it, field watch, this type of watch, one of its beauties is the fact that you can wear it with any clothing. You know, it goes equally with shorts and a summer shirt, as I'm wearing today because of the hot weather, or if I was wearing a suit, as I will be later today actually, I'm going to a business meeting, I'll wear the same watch and it'll look entirely appropriate with a double cuff white shirt, a sports jacket, collar and tie. It has the universal appeal. So definitely the Tudor Ranger would be at the top end of my thinking process. Staying with Tudor, I know it's a bit predictable, but the Black Bay 58 range, they come in, I think the original Black Bay 58 with the black dial and the black bezel, that is £3,010 in the current world, so you'll excuse me if I go £10 over your upper limit, but I think for 3k, if you're into a dive watch style piece, stainless steel, very, very attractive watch. It will again be a watch that you can wear forever. Both of those watches, the Ranger and the Black Bay 58, Tudor in-house movements, automatic watches, they've got the appeal that when you buy it today, it'll last 50 years and you'll be handing it on to your kids. So from that regard, I would definitely, if I had £3,000 to spend on a watch today, I would certainly be thinking about the Black Bay 58 or potentially the Tudor Ranger. But I know what you're saying. I said not a Rolex. And it's true, Tudor has a relationship with Rolex. One could argue it's Rolex by proxy in a cheap version. So I am going to go somewhere different. A watch brand I have been admiring from afar, despite the fact I have never owned one. And it's that old brand of Longines, the perennial window dweller of the high street jewellery store. Because wherever you go, they always seem to have a Longines display in the window. And actually, do you know what? If you look beyond that obvious garishness of being in the jewellery shop window, look at the watches. They have some really splendid wristwatches. And I picked one watch. I've made up for the fact I went a touch over with my Tudor. This watch you can buy for £1,470 British pounds. And it is the Longines flagship Heritage. And I've picked a watch which has a white dial with golden accents for the indices and the hands. And you will note this is nothing like those Tudors. It is a classic gentleman's wristwatch. It's 38.5mm. It's only diameter. It's 10mm thick, so it's a nice little piece. Not little, you know, it's a practical piece that will fit the wrists of pretty much any man, unless you're very small or exceptionally large. It's got what they call the Longines L615 movement inside, so it's an automatic wristwatch, winds itself as you go through life, but that Longines movement is in effect an ETA, an ETA base movement, which Longines have, polished or whatever themselves to make it, give it their own brand identity, but in effect, the ETA movement house makes superb wristwatch movements. In fact, for quite some time, they supplied the movements for some of the Tudor range. So they are at the very top of their game. No concerns about the guts of this watch, but it's the aesthetics which draw my eye. It is classically elegant. For a long time, I've been looking for a watch which has a leather strap. And when I look at these Longines, they take me back to the golden age of men's style, where a gentleman could wear a watch like that and it will be stylish with pretty much anything he wears. Now, it's not a sports watch. It's only got 3 bar, I think it is, of water resistance, 30 meters. So it's not a watch you'd want to get wet, but it is absolutely a watch you could wear if you are a gentleman who likes more classic style. You like your suits, your collar and tie, your sports jacket, your blazer. This is going to look great on that regard. And at £1,470, I think it represents a pretty good deal. It's a classic watch brand. It's been around a long time. They're going to be around forever. It's always going to look good. So that's my choice if I had to pick a watch under 3K. And I'll round off with another question from Sebastian G, who asks me, "Hello Ash, how do you clean or care for your watches and how do you store them?" Well, I'll answer those. I store my watches in a safe because, high value watches, you don't want to leave them around the house. Let's not expose ourselves to unnecessary risk and annoy our friends at the insurance company if they go missing. We keep them in a safe which is accredited and recommended by our insurance company, and that's, I wear one watch at a time. Everything else, it's in the safe. When it comes to caring for them, most of my watches, in fact, pretty much all of the ones I wear on a daily basis, are stainless steel or stainless steel and gold with a stainless steel bracelet. It's my personal choice because stainless steel for me is practical and it's wearable across the widest range of my clothing. So when it comes to cleaning them, it's really quite simple. Now, most of my watches are water resistant to at least 100 meters. So all I simply do is I take my watch off and I get myself an old soft toothbrush and I run the watch under the tap and I give it a good little scrub with my little toothbrush. Remember, using my Explorer here as an example, this is a stainless steel watch, all right, which is rated to 100 meters of water resistance, which has a screw down crown. If anybody out there thinks that I'm going to do any damage to this watch by running it under the tap and using an old soft toothbrush to clean it, well, sir, you're babying your watch and you're not getting any pleasure out of it. If you treat your watch like a princess, you're not really enjoying it as a timepiece. So quite simply, that is all I do. I get all the sort of accumulated skin and other detritus from around the links. I give it a scrub over, I pat it down with a towel, it goes back on my wrist, the job is done. It is as simple as that. And it keeps my watches clean, hygienic and looking their best. So there we go. I hope you've enjoyed this video on wristwatches, what I would choose and how I look after them. If you have, give the video a thumbs up. If you want to see more, click the red button. If you want to support the channel, you can buy me a coffee and the link to do that is in the show notes below. Now, until the next time, wear your watches, whatever they are, with pride and passion. And I will see you again very soon.